We were having some fun. People were excited. And we're going to go ahead and record this. We have it as a tool for you guys as well. And welcome. All right, so we're going to jump into it. As more people come on, just follow along. Let us know where you're dialing in from. My name is Crypto Craig. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer here for PunkPanda, and I'm fortunate enough to have a company called Decryption Labs that works on a lot of the back-end stuff that you see. So like the website and the swapping, and really taking the ideas that Marcus and Albert had, who are here today, who I'm going to introduce you guys both to. Let's get a little friendly with the founders today. They're in different parts of the world, so we're going to hear from them. We're going to do some updates and a little Q&A. But the stuff that went off today just was pretty seamless. We're very excited about it. In tech, there's always backups. There's always updates. There's always something can always go wrong. So that's why we got in the war room here, got by each other, and we're able to knock it out. And we're really excited at how it's going. The price is up, volume's up, everyone's excited. So again, guys, thank you for jumping on. Like we said, international project, crypto never sleeps, and neither does this man. I'm very excited to introduce to you the CEO of PunkPanda, all the way from God knows where in Thailand. He's always hiding out at some cool places that he claims to get these discount rates, but I know he's living that extravagant PunkPanda life. But no, he has some unbelievable ideas that I'm really happy that he was able to coordinate with the president, who we'll introduce you to here soon, to really bring these ideas into reality, to actually put a business plan together that made sense, that had a real use case and gives some utility. It is a big day for him. I want to say congratulations, sir. Thanks for having us. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Albert, please let us know what you're thinking and what you're feeling on this exciting day.
Thank you. Oh, I'm beyond excited. Just the way everything's working. Congratulations to you, Decryption Labs, for making this such a success. As Craig said, I started bouncing ideas off Marcus when Marcus first gave me a phone call almost exactly 1 year ago. It was July 27th when we actually took out a pen and started putting some plans to paper. And it was actually on a Pancake listed token that went sideways. Great project, but he gave me a lot of the ideas of applying to here. And ladies and gentlemen, over the last few years, I've seen many launches. I've seen many launches on Pancake and websites that are hooked to Pancake. And you know what those launches usually look like? I mean, we've now been launched for what, 2 hours? You know what usually it looks like in 2 hours? You usually see this big spike green going up for the first 10 minutes. And then you see this big plummeting red line come straight down, and it just flat lines. And basically the project is dead. So you can tell for our 2 hours, we've listed at the listing price, and it's been holding steady there. There's so much excitement. My phone has not stopped ringing for the last 2 hours of everybody talking about the APY that they're earning by supplying the liquidity pool, by doing the staking. It's a very exciting time. And the most exciting thing about all this is that we know, and soon you'll all know, if you're not a believer right now, that this is a very sustainable project that's going to be running for the next 15 years. And once again, we have that ability with the messaging app. I know this is all about the launch, but with the messaging app of having a person from a third world country like where I'm sitting at in the Philippines right now, in Nigeria, being able to take a smartphone and go out and make life-changing opportunities. So once again, Decryption Labs, Craig, Josh, thank you guys so much for making this such a success. And it's very rare you see projects like this. I don't want to steal from his thunder, but the numbers that have already been accomplished in the first 2 hours, people hope to accomplish that within the first week, and it's already been done in the first 2 hours. So we're well on our way to some numbers, and I don't want to steal their thunder. I'll let them do the reporting of the numbers and what they're expecting to do this week. You'll be very excited when you hear this. So let me turn it back to you, Craig. Thank you.
Sir, so no worries at all. Thank you very much. I know it's like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., something like that over there. So, man, we appreciate you staying up through all this. And it's cool. This is not like a one-day event. This is the opening of the restaurant. Now it's open. Now you can go tell your friends, and they can use all the tools that we put in place to become a part of the hottest token launch of the summer, maybe of the entire year. Because like we were saying, there's not a lot of projects out there with any utility, with working apps, with things that are in place and a community behind it, and really are ready to rock, and we are. And so a lot of that came from the ideas that these guys probably put on some napkins. One called the other, and when he called over to my main man, Marcus, the president of PunkPanda, he was fortunate enough to be bestowed with this idea, and then told me all the plans that they had. And I got very excited when my buddy Cliff introduced me. And I'm really happy that this turned into what it is today. And now today is the official start. So I have some questions for you, sir, but can you first just tell us how it feels like to have a live token?
Craig, listen, thanks so much. And you guys at Decryption Labs have done a bang up job. I'm not a crypto person. I have been around the space and weirdly actually started consulting for a crypto company back in 2017. But my consulting was not really about crypto. It was about how to bring the message of crypto and that company to people who had no idea what crypto was all about. It was how to bring those people who were sitting on the sidelines into crypto in a way that made them feel safe and comfortable. And so it's exciting to see this happening. You know, the interface that you guys have put together on PunkPanda Farm, for somebody like me, who's an absolute doofus, who has no idea really about crypto, I actually went on there just to test it out when we went live, and I connected my MetaMask and I clicked on stake, and then I could see the actual amount of tokens I was earning clicking over in front of my eyes. I'm thinking, wow, this is a good deal. I want to go and sell my tokens so I can come back and buy some more. So, mate, it's exciting. But, you know, when Albert and myself first sat down and we started talking about, you know, how we would bring this project to the market and what was important to us, and, you know, what would we need to have in place for us to even be willing to put our name and our face to a crypto project, it was really about offering something that could help people to come into crypto, could help people to maintain their privacy, could help people to move themselves into a better financial position, but not compromise themselves, their family, their friends in a financial way. And I've actually got an exciting surprise. I didn't realize we were going to be able to do this, but one of the first and the earliest Zoom presentations I did was to a guy I'd never met. It was set up by a guy, I think, out of the USA who couldn't even make it to the call. I turned up and he wasn't even there. And he introduced me to a guy called Patrick. And Patrick was a leader in the direct selling space out of Nigeria. And Patrick was familiar with the crypto space, and he had a lot of people following him, and he was looking for something that he could really help his community with. And Patrick, just to unmute yourself, I want to hear from you. Just make sure we've got you live. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Special greetings to the Panda family. I am super excited. You know, this is an impromptu call, and honestly, we did it. Like, we had a massive launch, a successful launch, and this is only the beginning of greatness. Well, over the past few months, when I was presented the opportunity, you know, of the PunkPanda application, of course, this is something that has never existed. And I am one who is always looking out for something innovative and a project that, of course, is going to impact lives, you know, positively. And having gone through the white paper of, you know, the PPM token and the tokenomics, everything about the project, I gave it, you know, my best shot. And in a few months, I was able to build a community of over 90,000 members, you know, using the application within Africa and beyond. And I can tell you that within the past few months, you know, while I started this project, I've been able to earn over 153,000 tokens, all for free, just by using and sharing the application with my community members, friends, and families, and also encouraging them to do the same. Now you can see what the price of the token is saying right now. We are on an average price of $2 per token. So if we are to take my current worth, I'm talking about my net worth, you know, in dollar, it means I am sitting on $300,000. You know, of course, this has never happened before. Completely free of charge, and I am sitting on close to $500,000. And this is only the beginning, because I know for certain that the PPM token hitting $50 per piece is not far-fetched. In a couple of weeks and months to come, we're going to see it easily achieved. And honestly, I want to encourage everyone on this call. This is history, and we are about writing a new history and creating a legacy for ourselves and family yet unborn. Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you so much, Mr. Albert. Thank you, the Decryption Labs and all teams who made this possible. My special greetings to TW Dawson, who had always been there as a source of encouragement too, to keep us moving despite all the challenges, that the Panda family encountered while trying to bet this baby. Thank you so much. And I think I'm just short of words. I don't know what else to say. Thank you.
Patrick, thanks so much for sharing. Yay! You know what?
Congrats.
I mean, listening to you talking, Patrick, it really does give me goosebumps. And I'm not afraid to say that Patrick and I actually butted heads at one stage when we were transitioning from the beta app, and he was saying, you guys are lying. You said you're going to do this, you're not going to do it. And I got really upset because my whole purpose of starting this was to help people and to not let them down and to not hurt people. And I was just thinking, what are you talking about? We're going forward. We're doing this. We're going to do it. But at the same time, I understood that, so many people are being lied to. They've been taken advantage of. They've been led off in different directions, and they've had hollow words. So, Patrick, I want to say thanks for sticking with us. I want to say thanks so much for your hard work and leading the way, because both Albert and myself, our heart is to help people. And this token launch is about, not what the price is today, not what it is tomorrow. It's about looking at this project and making sure we can continue to add value to this project and add good products and services that people will use, products and services that people will pay for, so there's actually something supporting the value of this token as we go forward. So anyway, I've taken over the show. Craig, over to you.
Oh, man, that's fantastic. I appreciate you sharing that. And Patrick, that's pretty amazing, man. Congratulations. Congrats on your success. And it shows you that it's real. One of the coolest things I like about PunkPanda, like I said, when my buddy told me about it, he said, messaging app. I said, eh. He said, well, it's free. I said, eh. And he said, well, it rewards you in crypto for sharing. I went, all right, sign me up. That's literally how it went. And so when I, saw the plan that they had in place, I knew it would be something that you could share. Then we added utility behind it. It got even more exciting. And so I'm so happy it turned into what it is today. One thing I want to cover, and if it's cool, Marcus, I'd like to shoot a couple questions at you. I mean, today's the big day. So guys, I think it's so important to understand that today, like we said, is the restaurant opening, not like the one-day sale. No, this is day one of what we plan to be a very, very long-term and successful project with a lot of utility. So on that day, I mean, I know it's easy to overlook. It's very easy to get excited. It's easy to see the price going up and, FOMO and do all this stuff, but kind of taking a longer-term vision about it. Marcus, could you talk a little bit about like the long-term sustainability of this project, some of the things that are coming that you're most excited about?
Absolutely. And that's like such a great question, Craig. And it comes back to the planning that Albert and I did. And we looked at, because when we first started looking at the project, we didn't have Panda 11. We didn't have the sports fantasy concept, which we really believe is going to be one of the biggest utility cases, for our token. We didn't have Panda Legends as an NFT game. So, when we first started out, we were looking at encrypted communications. And so we were looking at, as a long-term business, what was going to bring dollars and value into the business that was going to support the token. So, we believed that we could introduce the Panda app and create a large database. And that was really our user acquisition strategy. And that proved to be true. In the first 120 days with a half-functioning beta app, we had over 500,000 people download the app and buy into the story of privacy, security, and earning tokens for using and sharing the app. So we already proved that we could scale the model. And, we literally have companies sitting on the sidelines who are waiting for us to get the app ready. And then they'll onboard 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 people. So scaling is and growing a database, we've already proven that that's not going to be a challenge for us. But then coming behind it, it was about, how are we going to monetize this? So, the general business model for, a data company is, like the WhatsApps of the world, where they'll grow a huge database. They'll continue to give you their service for free, but they're harvesting your data. They're listening to your conversation, they're harvesting keywords, and they're either advertising to you themselves, whether it be through Facebook, whether it be through Instagram or through Google AdWords, and they're earning that advertising revenue. Now, WhatsApp's a free service, but they're earning the parent company, Facebook, who bought them for $19 billion. They're not stupid. They're not going to spend $19 billion and then say, hey, have it for free. We're not going to make any money. They're a business. They make $5.5 to $10 billion a year from the data they harvest from all of our conversations. And we said, we're not going to do that. We don't want your information. We're not going to harvest your information. We're not going to compromise you and put you in a position where if you get dragged into court or we get dragged into court, we've got to hand over your conversations to put up on the big screen for everybody to see. That's not our business model. We believed in the beginning that if we grew a big enough database, there would be a big enough percentage of people who pull through to use other paid services like encrypted file sharing. Now, Dropbox is a great example. They provide a free service for 700 million people. 2.2% of that database actually use their paid service, which means they've got 15.5 million people who spend on average $129 a year, which makes them a $10 billion a year company. So if you imagine owning PunkPanda tokens, and that's a portion of your share in our company, which is valued at $10 billion, you can do the tokenomics on that and work out how much tokens are in supply right now, divide that by $10 billion, and that's what the token price should be. But we're not just going to be offering file sharing. Then we look at Viber. They're a messaging service. Would you believe their biggest revenue source in the first few years was stickers? You buy the stickers to be able to send to people. They got valued at over $22 billion at their peak, right? Then we looked at Zoom. Because of the pandemic, so many more people started to communicate online, even businesses and news channels, $98 billion valuation. So as we look forward, we look at people pulling through and using some of these paid services, because when you think about it, if you're paying to use Zoom right now, that's great. You're getting a great service, but do you own shares in that company? So if we can give you a rival service, one that is as good or better, why wouldn't you put a monthly subscription to paying for PunkPanda Zoom communications, or what we call Panda Meet, knowing that, yes, you're paying for the service, but you're investing in your own company. You own shares, you've got tokens. So, that's where we started, Craig. But of course, since then, we've been fortunate to meet you guys. We've got all the DeFi offerings. We've got Panda Legends. We've got, Panda 11 Sports Fantasy. It's really become a bit of a phenomenon from where we started.
I love it, man. I love it so much. Thanks for sharing. I love the metrics when you hear those numbers, like even hear the Dropbox numbers. I'm like, who pays for Dropbox? Oh, it turns out it's $10 billion worth. Okay. So the numbers really do add up. I love hearing you break that down. All right. Question for you. So to everybody on this call right now that maybe they're not into crypto or not like heavy into crypto, maybe they're new, maybe they're nervous about DeFi, decentralized finance. Maybe you've heard of DeFi and it's just way too much and overwhelming. Well, guess what? If you own PPM tokens, you're in DeFi. Congratulations, you've done it. And what we really try to do is make something hard and difficult, maybe the most confusing thing in the world, pretty simple. And so can you just speak to this a little bit? Because there's so much to cover, but because today is IDO day, and because the token went live, you said it yourself, you're not a big crypto guy, but tell us about your experience on the site and how we kind of took this complicated system and how easy it was for you to do.
Mate, it's a great question because, you got DeFi, and then you've got no fi, which is where I come from. I've got no FI. What's going on with decentralized finance, right? So, the thing I understand about decentralized finance is the fact that I'm not paying a middle person for me to use my money. Like literally yesterday, we were testing the Now wallet to buy some BNB and do a swap, and my bank blocked my credit card. Right. And I kind of understand and I appreciate the fact that they're looking over my shoulder and looking out for me, and then the fact that they think it might be a fraudulent transaction. So I call them, I spend 2 hours on the phone to get them to unblock my card. And I say, yes, that was me. That was a legitimate transaction. That should be enough. But then they go, well, why are you buying it? What are you using it for? I said, it's none of your business. It's my money. Right. I probably haven't answered your question, Craig, but what I do know is that because I'm what you call a non-coiner, I'm not really a crypto guy. Today, I was literally able to go to PunkPanda Farm, click on stake, had my MetaMask connected. I put in the amount of tokens I wanted to stake, clicked on accept, bang, they're there. So I still, you know, I don't know if this is going to inspire confidence or not, but I still don't know how to go to Pancake and buy and sell tokens. But you guys made it possible through our website. So that was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. I think it's so cool because I suspect a lot of the people that will hear about PunkPanda as we grow and we share, you know, maybe what we call non-coiners. So to have that there is cool. Like getting into DeFi and to buy PPM tokens like flat out is not that easy, right? There's so many benefits to it actually not being on crypto.com and all the big exchanges, and to being where you can buy it yourself, because there's more money in it for you if you can figure out some of these skills. So to be able to shortcut that and to have a user experience like you said today, to even be able to stake, like you said that 3 years ago, this is complicated stuff. That's really exciting. So no, I love it. I appreciate it. I want to hit people with a couple updates that I think are super important, maybe go over a couple of numbers as well. So guys, a couple things I just want to share with you is that, again, today is day one, right? So the hard work that came up to this point to put everything together and to make the site look like it does and to plug in all the different stuff to make sure that you can buy, stake, swap, and farm a new cryptocurrency that literally was created and went live 2 hours ago. That's a big accomplishment, but that's where it starts. Now the real work begins, you know, to carry on with all the plans that we have to drive utility for this token. So I just want to congratulate you guys for being in these seats. You're here at the right time, but now is where it really starts, right? So now the restaurant's open, we got to go fill it. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you guys to share content, videos, courses, links as the app goes live and we're on the Apple Store, to be able to blast out to friends and earn, just like Patrick did, earn cryptocurrency and PPM tokens just for sharing a free app that people would use anyway because it's cool and it's free, right? So all that's amazing, all that's exciting. And I really think that knowing about today is most important though. So let's start with today. The IDO went live. So PunkPanda token now exists on the Binance Smart Chain. There's been over $220,000 in volume already traded, going back and forth. So people are pretty excited about it. One of the biggest tokens out there, actually partnered with the largest soccer league in the world, La Liga. They do about 100 grand a day. That's on a good day, right? So this is pretty good to happen in 2 hours. We're a place that people mostly don't even know how to do it because we built a good tool. People are starting to share it, and this is really good news. And it's just getting started. We're on pace to probably break 1 million by the end of the week, probably a lot sooner. And keep in mind, most people around the world haven't even figured this out or started to share yet. So this will happen and kind of trickle over time. And as we continue with the marketing and education, it's only going to grow bigger. So we're really excited to start that and go with you guys together. But what does all this mean? That means that now you can go right on punkpandafarm.com and you can buy, if you have BNB, which is Binance token, you can now swap for it and buy PPM tokens. So that's number one. That is now live. Then you can stake it, meaning that you can lock it up for any period of time that you want and earn insane rewards. Like when I say insane, like unbelievable APYs. I almost don't even want to say them, but you can see them on the site because it's just the way markets work. If you're early on, it really does benefit you in DeFi because the percentages are insane. But just for holding PPM tokens, Marcus and Albert built a system that will reward you just for holding these assets with no lockup period whatsoever. You can unstake them at any time. Then, if you really want to be the TD Ameritrader, you want to be Fidelity and allow people to buy and sell PPM tokens, you can be that market yourself in what's called providing liquidity and farming. And we have all the videos right on the site to show you how to do that. And you can earn rewards from that too. So just to recap again, you can now buy or sell. You can now stake or unstake and get rewards for just holding the asset. Or you could actually be the bank and create the market yourself. And if you're not sure, I would say just buy it and stake. If you want to take that next step, watch the video on punkpandafarm.com on the right where it shows you how to do all three. It breaks it down. It gives you some of the ideas, and you can see right in your dashboard and right on the page in punkpandafarm.com exactly how to do that. All the buttons are built right into the page, so you don't have to navigate all over the place. So that is what happened today. That is very exciting. And I saw some questions about CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. These come later. They have to see that your token is live for a certain amount of time and has a certain amount of liquidity now. And they have to get all the research. So it'll probably be 2 to 3 weeks before it shows up there. But that's common for any token. They typically will wait till it goes live unless you're like, some layer one solution that raised $50 billion and they'll list you. So that's just kind of how it works. And that's coming soon. And you'll be able to search that on CoinMarketCap, and we'll be sure to update you guys when that's time. For those of you who don't know, CoinMarketCap is really just like an aggregator. It tells you what all the cryptos are and what they're doing, and the website to go check everything out, what the price is. It's a really cool tool. If you haven't checked it out, we'll be on there in the next few weeks. So keep you updated on that. So all that is exciting, but like I said, that's just kicking things off to now that people can go buy and do all the cool stuff. You are now in DeFi. We are now like a DeFi protocol. We have a token and we're live. So all the rest of the work is now on us and you guys to come together as a team, go share this with people, share the information, and then for us to put out great products that require PPM token to drive that price up. So I just encourage you to really think of the long-term value of this project. When I first heard about the project, I'm not going to lie, I was like, kind of sounds like they're trying to do a lot. And I didn't know from like a brand standpoint, I'm like, kind of almost like, I don't know if we're trying to do too much. Then as I started just watching what happened in the crypto market and I saw NFTs doing everything they could to try to add in some utility. I saw tokens just going down because they didn't have any utility. And I got to talk to the big investor, Brian McMullen, this project. He said, I love the different pillars of this because it gives you so many different reasons to use PPM token, which to you, why does that matter? Because it gives so many reasons for PPM token to go up and appreciate in price. Now, if you're an investor, if you're a trader, if you're excited about, just being a part of PunkPanda, I encourage you, don't go crazy looking at the price. Even, the greatest stocks in the world drop. Amazon has had 92+% corrections on its way to the top, being the stock that it is now. So it happens. The nature of markets, it goes up, it goes down, especially in a new market. It's going to be a little crazy. So have fun. Don't let it stress you out. Enjoy the ride. Know that this is the beginning. This is a token that I want to acquire, and I think it probably makes sense for you guys to do the same as well. So we'll have a ton of information, ton of education. I want to kick it over to Marcus here just because it's such a big day to kind of close out the call, share some thoughts. And, guys, just to let you know where you can learn more, make sure you're on the Telegrams, make sure you're using the different channels and following the YouTube so you can follow along as we release updates. Make sure you get your questions answered and make sure that you're following the videos and all the content on punkpandafarm.com because a lot of it will get answered there. Thanks so much for having me. And Marcus, I'll kick it over to you.
Craig, mate, I know you've had a big day, but don't slack off, mate. We've got a bit more to do. I said to Ronye, he's been one of our great administrators in the Telegram, and he's programming everything in the Discord. And he said, listen, I'm going to be away from the computer for 30 minutes. I've got to go and pick somebody up from the airport. I said, mate, if you've ever been to Hong Kong and you get in a taxi, they've got 5 phones across the dashboard. They've got one that's trading Forex. They've got Uber. They've got Grab. They've got one talking to the girlfriend, another one talking to the wife, and then they've got another one where they're programming a Telegram bot. I said, so this is the time to shine. It's only like 4:42 a.m. here in Australia, so we're just getting started. I've got another guest that I want to bring on, and the reason I want to bring this guy on is because he was responsible for bringing over $1 million worth of investment into the farm during the pre-sale. And, they say success leaves clues. And, it's all, anytime you come up with an idea, you kind of think it's a great idea because it's yours, right? And then you run around and you talk to your friends and they go, yeah, that's a great idea. And they're saying that generally because they're your friends and they want to make you feel good, or they think the same as you and that's why you're friends. So you think you've got this great idea. So anyway, we launched PunkPanda and we thought it was a great idea. And then what happened is we continually had people coming to us and validating that it was a good idea. 550,000 people downloaded the app. Crypto Craig turned up and said, listen, I'll be your chief strategy officer. Jedi Josh turned up and he'll be our chief technical officer. Sorry, the guy looking after DeFi and the listings. And it goes on and on and on. We had Brian McMullen turn up and put in multiple 7 figures as an investment. So we're continually being edified that we're on the right track and people want what we have to offer. So this guy, Frank, I didn't know him when we started. He's based out of Canada. And, Frank is somebody who's been in the space longer than I have. And, he's somebody who looks for long-term projects, something that have real value, and people will follow him. So Frank, do we have you on the line?
Yes. Yes, you do, Marcus. Wow. I didn't expect to talk, but, thank you so much for putting me on the call. I just can't thank you and Albert, Josh Jedi, Craig, and all the guys in TW. Wow. What a leadership and transparency. I just want to tell my story. I am so excited. I haven't slept for days. I have goosebumps right now as I speak because I saw this project in December the 16th as a private and security app. And that's what was my total goal was because of that. Then when I heard about the tokenomics and when Albert was talking and what he was doing about the security, how he was going to release the tokens, And then I said, you know what? And it's well more than, you can double that number that you said, Marcus, and I don't mind sharing it. I tell you right now, I'm just so pleased. I'm so happy about my team, my people that followed me. I wanted to create a community here. I wanted to create a crypto community, a message app community. And you know what? Craig and Josh have not let us down with what they've done with the farm. It's just first class, the best out there. There's nothing that could get close to it. So folks that are listening to this right now, I'm telling you, I've been in the space since 2014. They've just done a fantastic job. It's just been unbelievable. And I can't thank, the team behind it, the support. And I want to encourage everybody to get into the challenge out there, and the 25,000 tokens that are being given away. Please go ahead and do that. You only have another 4 days. Go do that. I'm very excited, very pumped. And seeing the token at $1.94 coming out of the gate and over $250,000 liquidity, guys, I've been in this space. This is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I won't be able to go to sleep. I'm going to keep watching that token price and where it's going, etc. So I'm very pumped, and I'm pumped for everybody in the community. Doesn't matter what your team you're in. And Prince, wow. Patrick, unbelievable. That's totally unbelievable what you have done and shared. And it just tells us what's going to happen. I've said to my folks and everybody around me, PunkPanda is going to be the #1 messaging app in the world. And I have no doubt about it. Now think about that, and thinking about sharing this around the world. People, and I think I'm going to close with this. People talk about WhatsApp. People got into WhatsApp. It was all broken at the beginning, etc. There's over 3 billion users. Guess what? It's not private, it's not secured, and you don't get paid. Now let's take it one step back. You have PunkPanda. It's secured, it's private, and we get paid. Wow. What can I say? As Marcus would say, yippee! Thank you so much, Marcus. Unbelievable. Albert, thank you guys. Josh, everybody, Craig, TW, really appreciate your support, guys. Thank you very much.
All right, Frank, I think Craig's gone to take a pit stop, so I'll just take over his job for a second here. Guys, this is a long-term project, and I understand that it's easy being human to get really frustrated with, what's right in front of us right now and what's maybe frustrating you. We just had our CTO, Azim, jumped on just before we started this Zoom, and he gave us an update that they've been able to fix an issue that some people have been having logging into the new app, where it was only giving you a certain number of digits to add in, whether it was 10 or 12. They've actually got that removed now. And just, I want to encourage you just to be patient. I know it's difficult. I can be very impatient, especially when it comes to technology and it's just not working. And I'm used to using things that are simple and they do work. But we're on a journey that it's worth being patient. Patrick got on and he said that he's accumulated over 150,000 PunkPanda tokens for the work he did back in November, December. Now, the reality of his journey with PunkPanda is he has had 6 months of an app that's not working, right? So out of 9 months, he's had 6 months of an app that hasn't been working and it hasn't been ready yet. But because of the work he's done during the pioneering process, he has been rewarded with 150,000 tokens that are worth $2 US right now. So you are part of a pioneering journey. And my question for you, and you just need to answer these for yourself, not for me, for yourself. Number one is, do you believe that crypto is here to stay? Right? It's like when the internet came out, there was a lot of companies that went boom and a lot that went bust, but the internet was still there and it went forward. And the companies that become big players in that space become household names. So the first question you need to ask yourself is, do you believe that crypto is here to stay? Right? Because if you don't, it doesn't matter what token you buy, you're going to be nervous and you're going to be up at night thinking, when the hell do I need to get out of this thing before it all goes bum, right? Goes ass up. But if you do believe that crypto is here to stay and that people are going to be preferring to send their money over the internet instead of walking into the bank with cash, crypto is here to stay. It's been around for 12 years. I'm sorry, the horse has kind of already bolted on that one. The next question is, do you think people would prefer to use a messaging app that's private and secure, and the company who runs that app doesn't have all of your information? Now, if you believe that people would prefer that than give all their information away to somebody else to sell it and have you as the product, then PunkPanda potentially is for you. Do you believe that people will want to use an encrypted file sharing service like Dropbox? and earn tokens for doing it? Do you think they'll actually potentially want to use an encrypted video conferencing service like Zoom? Do you think online gaming is going to get bigger or smaller? Do you think NFTs and having digital ownership and proof of ownership of anything that's digital is going to become bigger or smaller? If you answered yes to any of those questions, well, this is a business that's where we're going, and we would love to have you part of it. So with that, I know Craig's walked away. I just want to see if he's going to come back, if he's listening or not. But, you know, that's what we're doing. We're going to have a lot of success along the way. We're going to have some products that are in development, and we're going to have some that are working perfectly during that journey. So we appreciate everyone that's been on that journey with us. And, you know, we're just excited for this day that we've hit another milestone. Some people said to us, you're never going to list the token. Well, suck on that. We just did. We've already listed the token. We're going to do everything we said we would do and more. We don't necessarily control the timelines, but we want these things to happen faster than you guys do. But you know what? When it's ready, it's ready. If you open the oven and it's not cooked, you close the oven and you wait. Otherwise, you're not going to have the experience you want to have, right? So with that, Craig, I'm not sure if you can hear. I think you're on mute there. But that's kind of what we wanted to cover for you guys. Over to you, Craig. I'm not sure if there's anything else on your mind.
Sorry, actually talking to the wallet company. No, it's all good. Yeah, guys. So on top of that, you can go to punkpandafarm.com and do everything that you need to there. And also, we're now on Change Now. So if you want to use a wallet, you can go on changenow.io or just go to the Now wallet in the Apple Store or Android Store, and you can buy BNB right from there and swap it with other tokens. So we'll have more exciting announcements to come in the future. But like for most people that don't know how to do all this or want to set up a MetaMask, that's pretty exciting that you can just go to that. And that's usually a very, very long process that we had a chance to really make that happen. So you can go share it with friends and get them to, you know, get involved in PPM tokens. So guys, we know it's been a big day. It's the start of a very bright future. I want to thank Albert and Marcus for coming on. I want to thank everyone else for sharing. Frank and Prince, I appreciate you. And guys, just understand this is day one. So whatever we can help with, you know, use the tools that you have in front of you. Whatever questions that you have, then drop into chats, use them in the Telegram group. And today, let's keep it around the IDO. We'll have a lot of information that's coming out on the app and all the different sectors of PunkPanda and all the different spokes of the wheel very, very soon. So like you said, we appreciate your patience. Be patient. This is technology, but today is a win for the team, a win for the company, and a win for us all. So thank you so much for being here. We'll see you soon. Stay tuned and pick up some PPM. Thanks.
Yippee! We got to unmute everybody. Everyone can say good day, good night.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
super excited.
Exciting day.
Hey, you
Go
guys.
PunkPanda!
Hey, Frank. Come on, careful now.
PunkPanda!
Congratulations.
I love Panda.
Everybody.
Thank you. Have a good day, guys.
Come on, careful now.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to Panda Express to eat food.